please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is MULN, Mullen Automotive. This finishes at $2.90 today. That is up 18.85%. So once again, we're going to talk about this stock. We've been discussing it every single day for the past 3 weeks now. Crazy price action on this stock. Really can't believe it. But yeah, this was number 1 on StockTwits today. 20,000 mentions. So once again, we're going to analyze it. So no company specific news to justify this price action today. So this really just seems like it's very social media driven. Like I just said, number 1 stock for 3 weeks straight on StockTwits. Still very strong sentiment. Apes still really like the stock.
We like the stock.
More apes jumping in and keep squeezing the stock up. So 441 million in volume today. So a lot of volume, still a lot of momentum. So definitely still short squeezing. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, there's a gap down at 1190. So that is a bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back up to 1190 at some point. May take a while, but eventually it should. And then we have another gap down back at 465. So another bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should eventually come back up to 465 to fill this gap. Again, may take a while, but eventually it should. And then this looks like a huge cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being 52 cents, the low. And there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 360, 585, 640, 740, $9, 980, 1050, 1165, or even the high of 1590. That's another bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should run back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. Although I do think the most realistic top would be 360. So now for the bearish indicators. So this is a triple gap up. First gap up at 62 cents. So that's a bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock may come back down to 62 cents to fill that gap. Looks pretty unlikely at this point, but possible. So keep that in mind, guys. And then we have another gap up at 150. So another bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock may come back down to 150 to fill this gap. This one is more possible than 62. And then we have another gap up at 180. So another bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock may pull back down to 180 to fill this gap. And I do think 180 is very possible. That one is realistic. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 285. So if this holds, that would be a bearish indicator for Monday. That is suggesting that the stock will pull back on Monday. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is sitting on the support of 290, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 322, 341, 360, 379, 398, 409, 424, 439, 458, 496, 523, 549, 568, and then 584. There is resistance above 584, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 272, 257, 223, 189, 170, 136, 113, 98 cents, 75 cents, 60 cents, and then the low of 52 cents. So right now at this current price, 290, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 322 to the upside, the channels start to narrow, so expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 322. And this did hit 320 at the high today, so that makes sense that it got met with so much resistance, because that's where the channels started to narrow. And to the downside, if/when this hits 75 cents, the channels start to narrow, so expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this hits 75 cents. So from 322 down to 75, expect significant price action. RSI is currently at 67, so not quite overbought and overvalued, but almost there. It's getting pretty high up there. So this may have a little more upside to go, but this is getting into some pretty dangerous territory. So be careful, guys. And this did 441 million in volume today. Very significant volume. 5th biggest volume day of the year. This pump/squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. So still very strong momentum. Still in the middle of a short squeeze. So the price action makes sense today. Although this can't keep up forever, the momentum should start to cool off pretty soon here. Guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. And this is more or less the same from what I said yesterday. So longer term, this definitely appears to be a good buy. We got some pretty strong bullish indicators here. Again, big cup and handle, double gap down. This should come back up to 1190 at some point to fill the gap there. So that's about a 300% upside from the current price. A lot of upside potential. But in the short term, this is starting to look kind of bearish. Again, triple gap up looks very scary. RSI is getting very high up there. This went from 16 RSI, so it was oversold, undervalued, and now it's almost at 70 RSI, which is overbought and overvalued. So I do think there is still more upside potential, but I don't think it's going to keep running for that much longer. This has to give back at some point. This has been on an insane run, about 300% from 80 cents. So while there is still more upside potential, I don't think it's going to go that much higher. I would say this may top out at 360 or 380-ish, where the top of the cup is. We have a lot of gap ups here. Again, I don't think 62 cents is that possible, but I do think 180 is very possible, and possibly even 150. So if you want to go long, not financial advice, personally, I would not do that, and I would not recommend it at this point. I just think it's way too late. I think you missed your chance. Maybe there's a little bit more money to be made here, but like I said, really shouldn't run too much higher. I would say that would be a high risk, medium reward play. Again, this should pull back pretty shortly here, and I think the highest it's going to go is really 360 or 380, so that's about a 20% upside. So you can make money, but I just think you're way too late here. That'd be FOMO, and you're better off just holding off for right now. If you want to go long, I would say set your buy orders to 180. I think it's going to come back down there eventually, and possibly even lower. So I would support going long at 180 and lower, and if it pulls back below 180, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty good play. Like I said, I do think this will pull back down to 180 to fill the gap, and from the current price of 290, that would be around a 40% downside, and it may even go lower than that. So a lot of money to be made here on the downside. There is still risk involved though. Like I said, there's still maybe more upside potential. So maybe you should hold off for a little bit and see what happens on Monday first. But you really can't go too wrong shorting here at 290. As long as you can withstand a little bit of upside pressure here. About like 20% to the upside. So I would say going short at this current price would be a medium risk, high reward play. Definitely worth a shot. This has to give back eventually. This has been on an insane run. So I do think this will pull back in the short term before it runs to the upside again. So I can't support going short at 290 and higher. But be careful, guys. Still upside risk. And I would say cover at 180 once this fills the gap. And it may possibly even go lower than that to 150 to fill the other gap. But I would say 180 is a pretty good time to exit. Possibly even 150. That'd be even better. So pretty straightforward here, guys. Been squeezing for 3 weeks straight. This is absolutely insane. Congratulations to everybody. So long term, definitely looks like a good stock to own. Good stock to diamond hands. But in the short term, I do expect a good amount of healthy pullback here. This still may run a little bit more though. But be prepared for a pullback. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. Consider taking profits if you're up, not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is MULN, Mullen Automotive. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe. And catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace out.